In the heart of the whispering woods, where the dappled sunlight painted the forest floor with gold, an unusual buzz of excitement was humming through the air. It wasn't the buzz of bees, though they were busy too, but the buzz of chatter, gossip, and pure anticipation. The news had spread from burrow to treetop, from riverbank to meadow. The great animal talent show was back. Perched on a mossy log, organizing everything with a flurry of feathers and a clipboard made of birch bark, was Ollie the owl. Ollie was old, wise, and wore tiny spectacles perched on his beak. He was the host, judge, and master of ceremonies. "All right, settle down, he hooted, though his voice was calm. "Sign-ups are now closed. We have a spectacular lineup this year. The show will begin at moonrise at the Grand Old Stage." He pointed a wing towards a wide, flat clearing surrounded by glowing mushrooms and fireflies, the lighting crew. A sleek orange fox named Felix strutted up, his tail a plume of pride. "Ready to dazzle them, Ollie? My act is unmissable." A small, fuzzy caterpillar named Carl, hanging from a leaf above, whispered, "I just hope I don't get stage fright." As the moon peeked over the treetops, casting a silver light, the animals gathered. Rabbits nestled in the ferns, badgers sat stoically at the back, birds of every color lined the branches, and even Mrs. Grumbletooth the tortoise had hauled herself to the very front row. Ollie fluttered to the center of the stage. "Welcome, creatures of the whispering woods, to our biennial celebration of skill, wonder, and what makes each of us uniquely fantastic. Let the show begin. Our first contestant, Betty the Beaver." Betty waddled up, looking a bit nervous. She didn't sing or dance. Instead, she got to work on a pile of branches. In 3 minutes flat, with her incredibly strong orange teeth and powerful tails slapping mud into place, she had constructed a perfect miniature dam that diverted a tiny trickle of stream across the stage. The animals applauded. "A practical talent," announced Ollie. "Betty's teeth have a special iron-rich coating that makes them super strong and never stop growing. Without talents like hers, our streams would overflow and ponds would disappear." Next was Felix the fox. He didn't build, he moved. To the silent rhythm of the forest, he began a mesmerizing dance. He leapt, twirled, and pranced with impossible grace, his bushy tail painting shapes in the moonlight. He ended in a dramatic pose, not even out of breath. The crowd went wild with cheers. "Marvelous!" hooted Ollie. "Felix's spectacular balance and grace come from his amazing tail. It acts like a rudder for sharp turns when he runs and helps him stay perfectly still when he's, well, let's just say, listening for his next meal." Felix bowed, winking at a group of blushing squirrel sisters in the third row. The acts continued. Sammy, the star-nosed mole, did a lightning-fast find-the-worm challenge blindfolded, using the 22 pink, fleshy tentacles on his snout that could feel 1,000 times better than a paw. He can identify and eat 5 separate snacks in less than a second, Ollie educated the awestruck crowd. Then came Pénélope the pistol shrimp. She was tiny and barely visible in a small water tank brought on stage. She simply clicked one claw. Bang! A sound like a cracking branch erupted, and a tiny glowing bubble shot out, stunning a piece of floating algae. The front row animals jumped back. "She just created a flash of light hotter than the sun and a sound louder than a concert," Ollie explained. "That bubble is a cavitation bubble, and it stuns her dinner. A tiny animal with a superpower." As the night went on, talents grew more musical. A choir of crickets performed a symphony by rubbing their wings together. "It's called stridulation," Ollie informed everyone. A woodpecker named Percival did a rapid drum solo on a hollow log. "His skull has special shock-absorbing bones, or he'd have a constant headache." But then, a quiet act took the stage. It was Carl, the caterpillar. He didn't make a sound. He simply attached himself to a twig on stage and went to sleep, or so it seemed. A few animals giggled. "Is that his talent? Snoring?" whispered a young rabbit. Felix the fox rolled his eyes. "Boring. No style at all." Ollie hushed them. "Patience. Some talents cannot be rushed." Weeks passed. The seasons began their slow turn. The talent show was almost forgotten, replaced by the busy work of gathering food for autumn. But Ollie had never taken down the birch bark clipboard. He kept watching the stage. One cool morning, as mist hung over the clearing, something on the stage moved. The twig wobbled. The strange, hardened shell that had been Carl began to crack. A crowd gathered again, slowly. Felix, passing by, stopped to watch, curious despite himself. From the cracked shell emerged something damp, wrinkled, and utterly new. It was an insect, but with long, delicate legs and crumpled wings. It clung to the twig, waiting. As the first warm rays of the sun touched it, a miracle unfolded. The dampness dried, the crumpled wings expanded into two vast, magnificent canvases of color. They were stained glass windows of deep orange, black, and white, dotted with elegant specks of silver. It was a monarch butterfly. The once fuzzy, slow Carl had transformed into a creature of breathtaking beauty. He gently flapped his new wings, testing them. Then, with a grace that rivaled even Felix's dance, he lifted into the air. He didn't just fly, he floated. He danced on the breeze, a living piece of art against the blue sky. The forest was silent in absolute wonder. Ollie the owl fluttered up to perch beside the amazed Felix. "Now that," Ollie said softly, "is a talent. It's called metamorphosis. Carl didn't just get a new coat, he completely transformed his entire body from the inside out in that chrysalis. He grew wings, new eyes, a new way to eat, everything." Felix watched, his earlier pride completely gone, replaced by awe. But why? Why go through all that? "For a journey," Ollie said, his wise eyes following the butterfly's flight. "A journey no other animal here can make. He will fly thousands of miles to a forest in a land he has never seen, guided by the sun. His great-great-grandchildren will return to us next spring. It is the greatest, most mysterious talent of all." The monarch, once Carl, circled the clearing once more as if in farewell. Then, catching a strong updraft, he soared above the treetops and began his long, incredible journey south. The animals stood, watching until he was a speck of color in the vast sky. Ollie turned to the crowd. "The talent show is now truly over, and the winner is clear." Everyone nodded. There were no arguments. "But," Ollie continued, "the lesson is even clearer. Talents aren't just for showing off. Some are for building, some are for hunting, some are for creating music, and some are for undertaking impossible journeys and changing into who you are always meant to be. Every talent has a purpose in the great web of the whispering woods." That night, under the same moon, the woods felt different. The rabbit kids practiced digging faster, not just for applause, but to make safer warrens. The birds sang to communicate boundaries, not just for fun. Felix the fox used his graceful silence to hunt successfully, bringing a spare berry to Ollie's tree as a thank you. And high in his oak, Ollie looked at his clipboard. Next to Carl the caterpillar, he didn't draw a trophy. Instead, he drew a small, perfect butterfly, and below it, he wrote the wisest thing he knew. The greatest talent is being exactly, wonderfully what you are. For in the whispering woods, the builder, the dancer, the singer, the stunner, and the transformer were all equally important, and together, under the watchful moon, they made the world wild, wonderful, and whole.